fabric shop today, and I'm going to show you how to make a heart in hand prayer flag using some very traditional quilting techniques. Behind me you can see I have two antique quilts. They're here at the shop. They're available for sale. The red and white one uses one of the stitches that we're going to use today. I'm going to show you. And this flowered one uses two of the others. Just so you can see where these techniques have come from. We have about a dozen hanging outside already of the prayer flags, and I'm going to show you some more as we go today. If you're all set, we'll get started. If you need more information as we go, feel free to come by the shop, email us, contact us. I am running a special on private instruction to do this project one-on-one with me that includes materials through September. So call, text, email, whatever. And we'll get started.
Okay.
Sorry about the motion in the phone as we put it so that you can see me stitch. And it goes. Okay. How do I flip it?
It's going. It's aimed at the thing.
Okay. I have in front of me here a couple of examples. This one was made, and this one was made by a customer of mine with her grandchildren, age 3 and age 5. They are particularly wonderful, and I want to support young people stitching at all times. You don't have to do anything fancy. This is just colored with colored pencils. But we are going to fuse so that you can put larger blocks of fabric and other messages onto yours so that it's more easily seen from a distance. These 3 hands were all fused on. Okay. This is our sample of what I'm actually making today. Right here you can see this is fused on fabric. This is fused on fabric. And I'll be showing you the buttonhole stitch that goes around the outside. And I'll be showing you the stem stitch that does such a nice job at writing. To get started, everything got away. You need fusible webbing, which is looks like paper, but it's got a heat-activated glue on one side. You can feel one side is a little rough. We sell it here at the store, either by the yard or in packages. And you're going to start off by putting your hand down on the paper side, taking a pencil, and tracing. Just like we made turkeys when we were in kindergarten. Connect across the bottom. Over in the corner over here, draw a little heart. And you've made your whole pattern. You're going to take that and you're going to cut these 2 apart very roughly, just so that there are 2 separate chunks, because we're going to put them onto 2 separate fabrics. You're going to take your heart, fuse it onto the wrong side, put the glue side down on an ironing pad, put an iron set on wool on top of it, and it will stick. And then you're going to take scissors and cut out exactly on the line. I need my scissors. Just like so, and I want to show you the trick then, because you need to then remove the paper from that. You're going to take a pin or the point of your scissors and scratch a line in the back of the fabric, and then you can pull your paper part off, leaving the glue on the back. You're going to place it down. I've already cut and set the hand for this project. And then you're going to take the iron, set on wool again, and hold it in place on there for approximately 10 seconds. And it will stick. Now that iron wasn't hot because I didn't want to burn myself while we were filming. But that will make it stick, and you will have exactly what you need. Once they're in place, we're using regular embroidery floss. And we're going to do what is called a buttonhole or blanket stitch all the way around the edge, because you don't want a raw edge that will flap in the wind and make fringe where you don't want it. Okay, the buttonhole stitch is really quite simple. You use 3 strands of your embroidery floss, and if you haven't used embroidery floss before, it comes in 6 strands. You need 3, so you're going to separate out 3 strands, thread it onto a embroidery needle, put a knot in the end, and bring your needle up right at the edge of the outline where you'd like to stitch. Then you're going to put the needle down in and bring it back up so that it's taking a bite of about between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch, perpendicular to the edge of your material. You're going to bring your working thread over in this case, since I'm right-handed, to the right, underneath the point of the needle, and pull up. And of course, because I'm on camera, and that makes the stitch. It gives you a sort of roof part that sits right at the edge, and the little leg that comes down. I'm going to do another one right here. Okay, there's a little bite, perpendicular to the edge of my applique hand in this case. Pull the working thread under the tip and pull up. Okay, I've gotten to the edge, so I'm going to then go back down underneath, right through the beginning of the stitch where I started, and on the back you can see it's just this whole slit of little vertical lines. To knot off, I'm going to put my needle under about 3 or 4 of these stitches without going through the fabric. Pull it through, and then I'm going to go back under in the other direction at least 2 and snip off my excess. You can see that gives you a nice, neat start and stop. You're going to go all the way around the hand. You'll go all the way around the heart. Okay, just like that. You can see I used a different color on the heart. You can use whatever colors your heart desires. I'll put that over there. Now, in order to do the stem stitch or the outline stitch, you're going to need to pick your word. And what happened to it? There it is. The easiest way to get nice writing, if you don't like your handwriting, and most of us don't, is to go to your computer and in a nice large font, print out the word that you would like, or the short saying. Today I feel like using the word hope. And when you print it on the computer, you can simply trace it. Using a pencil, then you have nice,
neat, readable words. Like so. And move that out of the way now so you can film. To do a stem stitch, which is one of my absolute most favorite, I have a length of embroidery floss. Again, it's 3 strands threaded through an embroidery needle. There is a knot. I don't know if you can see it well on the camera, but there is a knot at the end. And I am going to come up from the underneath right at the start of the line that I intend to cover with stitching. Now, you can use an embroidery hoop for this if you would like to. I don't usually do that. I find it's just as easy to work in hand, as they say. So I have the thread coming up from the back. It's knotted. It's not going to pull through. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to do a little scooping stitch that goes back along the line, but with the point of the needle facing where I came from. And I'm going to pull it up. Now, before it closes up, there is this big loop. You want to pay attention to that loop and make sure it stays on the same side. In this case, it's on the bottom every time you do this. So when I pull it up, I'm going to pull this thread down towards the bottom. I'm going to take another little scoop going right back towards where I came from, where I started, and pull through. Again, that loop is down on the bottom. It's on the same side it was. And I'm going to go all the way along my line. It makes a beautiful, smooth, uniform line. When I get to the end, if I have more lines to do, I'm just going, and it's one needle length away or less, I can just come up in the new starting place and keep on going. Okay, now this time I put the loop on the top. It will stay on the top for the whole length of that crossing line. Okay, and I've gotten to the end, and I'm going to come up at the start of the next space. Okay. I'm going to, are you keeping track of my time? Let me know when I'm close. Okay, I'm going to continue stem stitch. This is probably the most useful, 2 more minutes, stitch that there is. Okay. And again, when you're finished, on the back, you will run your needle under 3 or 4 stitches without going up to the front. In this case, you have to do them separately, and then knot off. If you want more information, a sort of slower, more detailed explanation, or help doing your project, remember that we are at the Village Fabric Shop. We are doing private instruction thanks to the virus. Call or text to set up an appointment, and I will give you all the materials you need and take you through the project step by step in person through the month of September. Hope you enjoyed. Please check out our Facebook page, our website, or come and visit. And definitely come check out the prayer flags that are hanging out front. Hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day.